Welcome back to the Scotti-BYTE channel, and this is Scott. So this is going to be a frustrating video, but only for me, not for you guys. So this is all about the Samsung RMA process. So customer support is something we all have to deal with. Everybody's got to deal with it every day, it seems like. So I had a Samsung 870 EVO SATA SSD fail after just a few months of usage, and so it was obviously still under warranty. It's a 500 gigabyte drive, and it only cost me $55, so it's not like it was a large ticket item. It was a cache drive in one of my NAS systems, and I consider this to be a part of my critical infrastructure. And so I went out on the Samsung website and I generated a prepaid UPS shipping label as a part of their warranty return RMA process. I took the drive to the local UPS store, and 90 minutes later I had it shipped off, and I received a UPS shipping receipt that you can see here. So then about a week or so later, I received an email saying that the drive had not been received at Samsung. And here's the email. It basically says, hey, we haven't gotten your drive. Go ahead and ship this off. And oh yeah, by the way, make sure and insure it when you ship it, and use a shipper that provides a tracking number. Well, of course, they provided the shipping label. I shipped it off. I had a tracking number. And I called Samsung the same day, and they confirmed that they could see that I had shipped the unit back and that I should just wait a little bit longer and then call them back. So we're all good, right? Piece of cake. So a week or so later, I call them back, and they said they had received the drive and they would be handling the RMA shortly. So after a month, I heard nothing, and I end up calling them back. They said they had received the drive, but it had gotten misplaced between the receiving department and the RMA department. So I called back repeatedly, and finally, after about 3 months, I gave up because I just kept getting the runaround. I filed a lost claim package with UPS, and unfortunately I was unable to do so because Samsung are the ones that generated the shipping label, and so they were technically the shipper, and only the shipper can file the lost claim. So I called Samsung back, and after a few more hours on the phone getting transferred around to different departments, they confirmed that they would file a loss with UPS. So by January, I heard nothing, and Samsung had no record of my calls and said that it was too late to file a claim by that point, so they had conveniently forgotten everything up to that point. So now, in March of 2023, a month before I do this video, it's 6 months after shipping the drive in September, Samsung emails me again asking me to ship the drive once again, and they had not received it. So I called them back and told them the entire story, which at this point in time is getting kind of long. And they told me they could not replace a drive that had been lost in shipping. And oh yeah, by the way, it was too late to file a claim. So I filed a Better Business Bureau complaint shortly thereafter. And yesterday, interestingly enough, I got a call on April the 12th and 13th both, and we went back and forth on this one, but Samsung called me back and offered me a store credit of $60 on the Samsung store. So the identical drive is in stock on their store, and they couldn't ship me the drive from their store stock because the warranty replacement department cannot access the products offered by their sales group. So the website and the phone support people both confirmed that they don't ship to my zip code, but only for this particular drive. All of their other SSD drives do ship to my address, and this is the only exception. So here's the drive on their website, and here's the 870 EVO SATA 2.5-inch SSD 500 gigabyte drive. And I have it added to my, or was going to add it to my cart. It says delivery for zip code 77062. Delivery is unavailable for the zip code. And that's probably because I live in the small Houston, Texas metropolitan area with a population of only 6 million people. So, ironically, everything else on the Samsung website will ship to my zip code, And although this item was in stock, it simply does not ship to my zip code for whatever reason. Coincidentally, everything else costs more than $60. And that was the credit I was given. And the credit, by the way, won't be available for 10 to 14 days from now, according to the Samsung support agent, because the credit has to process. So I bought a replacement 870 EVO SATA SSD 3 weeks after Samsung did not process this request back in September of 2022, because obviously I needed to replace the drive. But again, it's the principle of the thing, which is why I did go back and pursue it. So the drive was a cache drive, and it was part of my critical infrastructure. So customer support has become really poor in the last few years. And it's not just Samsung. And in fact, it's not just computer companies. Buying locally isn't even an option since so many local stores have closed, even in large metropolitan areas. And I think we're all still suffering from supply chain problems. So this experience renders warranty support really nearly worthless and is unacceptable in my case. Now I might say I purchased the replacement drive from Amazon. They shipped in 2 days. I got the drive and installed it way back in September. Had no problem doing so. The only reason I didn't try to process a return through Amazon is it had been after the 60-day window, and honestly, at that point in time, Samsung should have honored their warranty, and they had intended to if only we had not had all these shipping issues. So anyway, that's it for today. Please subscribe and like to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time with something more interesting.